and welcome. I'm Margaret Yates, founder of Zen Divorce TV, and today I'm talking to the lovely Liz Finley, who's a Reiki and energy practitioner who helps people and animals. And Liz is going to talk to you today about how you can help your animals and yourself while you're particularly going through the divorce process, but obviously it can help in other ways as well. So welcome, Liz, it's lovely to talk to you today.
Thank you, Margaret, it's lovely to be here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about Reiki and energy healing, and the main thing to say is that it's not attached to any sort of religion. It's non-denominational and it can help all people and animals. So the way it works is I channel energy through me and I send it through my hands. So it's also non-invasive. I don't actually need to touch the person or the animal for it to work. So it can certainly help aggressive dogs, for example.
Oh, right.
Now, one of the things I'd like to talk about is, you know, with divorce, it's one of the top 3 most stressful things that they've identified that we go through. So
yeah,
that's up
right.
there.
Absolutely.
So death, divorce and moving. Now, when you're going through a divorce, you're likely to actually have 2 of those. So there's the divorce and the moving. Now, when we go through stress, we have all of those stress hormones. So it's the adrenaline and the cortisol that's running through the body. It's the fight or flight, just keeping you going. Now, in a normal situation, once the stress has been removed, such as the saber-toothed tiger, our body then recalibrates and those stress hormones are dealt with, the excess. But certainly our modern day lives, and especially a divorce when it can be ongoing. I mean, this can take months, years.
Oh, it can. It can be ongoing, and you can be under this severe stress for 18 months, 2 years, and then suddenly it's all over, and that's when you kind of collapse in a heap. I did. I was really ill when mine finalised, so ill that, I didn't know what was going to happen to my kids because I couldn't look after them for a bit. So
gosh,
that would probably have been where you might have been able to step in and save me all that stress and hassle of the divorce in itself, and perhaps, you know, had you not met me whilst I was going through it, the aftermath, be able to help me deal with you know, the effect that the stress had on me for all that time.
Yeah, because it takes its toll on the body. Now, I certainly believe, and I've had experience, that the healing energy can help. I can't promise that it will help in any way, but even if you don't believe that, the deep relaxation that is achieved during an energy healing session kickstarts the parasympathetic nervous system, and that is what deals with the excess adrenaline and cortisol. So it does work on the physical as well. So even if you don't believe in any of this healing stuff, that deep relaxation is going to help anyway. And I must say, it is such a compliment for me when I have people lying on the treatment bed and I start hearing little snores and they've drifted off to sleep. It's just such a compliment.
I often do that when I'm having a massage, actually, but this is much more deeper than just having a massage. And you all know, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cough today. We all know how lovely it is to lie on a bed and have a massage and feel deeply relaxed. But this has got an added component, hasn't it, with the energy that you're actually bringing down and being able to give that person as well. So not only are they feeling relaxed, they're also getting the energy healing from you.
Yes, because the healing can work on the physical and the emotional. And so certainly any sort of hurts and traumas held within the heart area, it can help to release that. And I create a safe environment so you can release whatever you need to release. I mean, I've had somebody just lie there smiling, just so happy and joyous, but then equally I've had one lady cry from start to finish, and at the end she just said, "Thank you, that was such a good release for me." And so whatever needs to come up will come up, and that's part of the healing process. Now, something else that I can help with is I'm an animal healer. And when you're going through a divorce, you often need to decide, if you do have pets, who gets the pets? Or perhaps you can't even keep them. They need to move completely to a different home. Maybe go to one of these amazing charities that we've got in the UK. But certainly, when you do make the move, and if the animals are moved to a new home, I can help with that process, because firstly, the animal is going to pick up on your energies. They're going to know what's going on through the divorce. So they would need some healing and support as well. But then equally, in a new home, for them to integrate and just realize that this is their new home. I had a lovely story about a cat last year. The family moved home, great big open plan kitchen, living room area. This poor cat was just so overwhelmed, was hiding everywhere. And just looking at the world, just terrified of life. And I couldn't even get near her. She was hidden under the couch, and I just kept my distance and crouched down and sent the healing. And within one session, she was already showing signs of feeling more relaxed. By the second session, when I arrived, I was greeted by a completely different cat.
Wow.
She was relaxed. She would come up to me. She was even rubbing herself against my leg. And she needed a bit more support, but she was integrating into that home and no longer scared and overwhelmed by her surroundings.
Oh, that's lovely. And with that, just going away from the divorce a minute and talking about animals, would that happen, say, you had got a rescue cat, you decided to adopt a rescue cat, would a Reiki session help them, integrate with their new family perhaps? Because if they're a rescue cat, they're probably suffering from trauma, aren't they? So if anyone's thinking about adopting a rescue cat, that might be something to take into consideration. Just have a few treatments just to make sure the cat is comfortable in their new home, particularly if they've got the trauma of going from the rescue centre to a new place, and like you were just talking about that cat within the divorce process who had suddenly all this no, it wasn't divorce, was it, the particular one? But that's okay. It's a different area, different room, different style of living for him that he couldn't cope with.
Yeah. Even for us, moving into a new environment, it can be exciting, but it comes with its stresses. And certainly when I moved last year, my goodness, for a few months afterwards, I was feeling very unsettled and ungrounded. And, for animals, they sometimes, they're not even sure why. So certainly with the rescue dogs and cats, sometimes for whatever reason, the original family can't keep them, and they've had to take them to perhaps the RSPCA. And these poor animals, they don't even know what they've done wrong or anything. And so there might be just hurts and traumas within their hearts that needs to be healed. And then, the energy can help integrate them into your home. It certainly helps to settle them and
give them a great start to a new life.
Exactly.
And that's what you do for people as well, isn't it? So, so that's what Liz does. She does energy healing and Reiki. And tell us where you can find out a little bit more about you, Liz. What's your website? I've
got a website, and it's www.lizfindlay, and that's Findlay FINDLAY.com. And I've got loads of information. I've even got my own personal success story on there with Reiki, where I'm now completely symptom-free of endometriosis, and I no longer require any more surgery. And that's been for the last 10 years, surgery-free. And I've got loads more information on there, and feel free to contact me with any questions.
Thank you, Liz. It's been great talking to you today. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Margaret.
Thank you.